All right, local swell trackers, take a look. This is last Monday. Had a storm come off the Kuril Islands, Kamchatka, and it spun out here towards the 180 date line. Had a decent fetch of some 45-knot winds. This system passed the date line by Wednesday the 13th as it started to send a lot of its energy off to our east, but there's still enough. And thanks to the proximity, we got a winter caliber event in the middle of May. As far as we know, this is a record for this date. Possibly a record for May. Some rare events in June and July. This is right up there. This fetch right here that you're seeing passing us off by Friday the 15th generated some 6 to 8 plus up on the North Shore today. There were a couple sets nearing 10 feet at Laniakea. There were tons of waves, tons of sets, tons of surfers. On Saturday the 16th, we've got a fetch off here that'll be pushing up some 3 foot west-northwest. Should be filling in at 11 seconds. The winds aren't very strong, they're just marginal gales. But we'll take whatever we can. This is all above May averages. Taking a look at Sunday's surface winds, you can still see some 20 to 25 knots here as the system lifts to the northeast. Then we get another system coming off the Kurils. Take a look at this. This is Tuesday the 19th. This will deliver on a week from today, the 23rd, 24th, the next weekend. Some 45-knot pockets in this system. Rolling these animations out, you can see how that thing also lifts up towards the central to western Aleutians, but not before, again, pushing out some fun little at 1 to 3, building up 2 to 4 feet by the evening. So for sure 4 feet later Saturday into Sunday. If models hold out, we'll have some just overhead waves, 1 or 2 feet overhead, or 4 feet Hawaiian scale upcoming weekend. Okay, we'll take a look at the swells produced by the surface. Okay, let's take a look at the swells produced by the surface winds we're looking at. This is again going back Tuesday the 21st. Here's the system coming off Kamchatka with a partially captured fetch. It builds. See that southeast track? That elongates the fetch. It's on our side of the date line, so the proximity is pretty good. All that led to this winter caliber event today, as I said, with beautiful rooster tails blown off by the east-northeasterly trades, wide open barrels to be had. This guy fades off right here by Friday. Here comes the next little guy for that west-northwest on Wednesday. That's not going to amount to much, just 11 seconds. Bringing the models current late Saturday. Here's the swells coming in for that west-northwest on Wednesday. Rolling the animations. That guy lifts. The next one off the Kuril Islands. Again, a zonal track, and then it lifts up into the central Aleutians. That pulls up some surf in the just overhead range Saturday, Sunday. It builds the first half of Saturday so far as Wave Watch 3, and we'll continue these on here through our next weekend. And this is a look at next Sunday the 24th. You can see now it's looking more like it should, as a shutdown will pretty much occur after this coming weekend swell. Luckily, it's going to last. It'll be something rideable all the way through 27th or so. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the swell periods. You can see the long period forerunners here of 17 seconds, 18 seconds when this thing first was touching the buoys. Obviously, it has peaked. The buoys are definitely tracking down with now 14 seconds at about 7 feet at Waimea. We'll roll this out. You can see the minor little fetch trying to come up, and that will be for Wednesday. We're kind of getting covered up by some south swell, and here comes next weekend's northwest swell, almost hitting us, and here's Saturday. After that, we go quiet. Let's take a quick look at the Jetstream here as of Saturday the 16th. We like these little dips or meridional flows. There's not a whole lot of energy, but enough in there to keep things going. Here's that one source of upper level winds that transfers its energy down to the surface for the next weekend's swell. And then we'll roll these things out even further. You can see it's fairly zonal. There seems to be some decent energy in it, but the long-term prospects for what we've seen here today are not good. All right, let's go down under. Now, this is Saturday the 9th. This system right here actually had 3 phases. This is the second phase you're seeing here. It started off in your classic position right off New Zealand and led to the 2 to 4 foot surf that we've seen over the last couple days. That particular event is slowly fading. This is the second phase here. As this system occludes, the fetch elongates, and we get a second round of straight south. You can see the angle. It's far away from New Zealand now. This high pressure off and over New Zealand is helping to increase the pressure gradient between this storm and the high pressure, and a longer lasting fetch straight up our way. And it gets closer to the last system off New Zealand. So this one could be a notch bigger, should be up to 5 feet if we're lucky. The Wave Watch 3 are not showing this thing as it should be. They're only showing, 2 foot of swell on Monday. I think this thing's going to get going later Sunday. And the sea height should get about more like 3.5, hopefully 4 feet off of this. Let's roll these out. At that last phase right there, I just passed that up. Right there. This is Wednesday the 13th. So this one will be heading up for some reinforcement and lasting all the way through Friday. And that is a really good run of swell. And then we are going to go rather zonal. But the good news is there's some beast tracking zonal. And we'll get something off of their west flank. Okay, so these are the current surface winds. Here you go. Here's that one guy that's tracking here Sunday the 17th. See how zonal or west to east that is? There's a little bit of tilt here, sending a lot of quality big swell off to the Americas. There's a little bit of a storm here under New Zealand. That'll be sent up around the 26th, 27th. More of a straight south shot. And then we get another coming in. Take a look at that, the area of low pressure there. We do see a fetch sending some sideband swell our way. You can see that fetch, it kind of points off to our east, but sideband swell is about 30 degrees off that fetch to bend out and reach Hawaii. And that should be Wednesday, Thursday-ish, the 27th, 28th. Nothing big. These two zonal tracking low pressures, though, have such high winds, 55 knots. They're going to send up some super long periods. The first one's going to be bringing up some 22-second forerunners this coming weekend, the 23rd. So now let's take a look at the swells produced by the surface winds we are looking at. This is the hindcast last Saturday. Here's the system south to south-southwest of us with 35-foot seas. It occludes, stalls, and it is allowed to expand. Here comes that third phase right underneath that one right there. Smaller, but at least, again, a long-lasting event coming up, especially later Sunday. Hopefully 3 to 5 feet at the top zones of maximum refraction. We'll keep rolling these things out and see that we have a little bit of a system trying to move up Wednesday the 13th. That amounts to maybe 2 feet if we're lucky around the 20th. Bring in the swells current. This is Saturday, again, the 16th. Take a look at this guy down here under New Zealand, tracking along the Ross Ice Shelf. What a beast. I mean, some of those seas were well over 50 feet. And there is some energy coming off the west flank right here. That'll be bringing us some 22-second forerunners and probably 3-foot surf. Here comes the second one. Again, just huge seas. Not quite what the other one was, but big enough to make it up our way. It'll be very inconsistent. 3 feet. And maybe the second one will get a little bit luckier. Wave Watch 3 wants to claim almost 2 feet 18 seconds off of that around the 30th. It's a little far out. Taking a quick gander at the Jetstream, you can see the northern branch pretty solid, the southern branch fairly zonal. There are some exceptions, but yeah, we're not going to have the same run that we've been having. And the North Shore will be quieting down here after 7 days as well. Okay, we'll take a look at the hand-drawn surface charts. Here's the high pressure centered to our north, keeping our trade winds light to moderate in the morning and moderate to up to fresh paces in the afternoon, and from the east to northeast. A couple fronts out here that may bring some weather Monday, but not bad. Overall, our atmosphere is stable. You can still see, look at all the low pressure action in the North Pac. And a quick look, visible atmosphere, which looks beautiful. The typical clouds bouncing up against the mountain regions, but all in all, beautiful. And that's your local swell tracker. Let's see if I can get one of these out next weekend for us. Aloha.